Hi, welcome to my channel. I'm playing and I thought I'd bring you along with me on my little play journey today. I've been inspired by Lorry Girl on the Ridge. She made lots of little faux envelopes and then put them together to make a pocket within a book, a journal. So as you know, I'm working on my Water Babies journal, and the past couple of days I have made these. We're making lots more of these as well, and this is what I'm doing today. These sort of for edging the page, or either down or across. We're making those. I can put links to those below. I've been making page dividers. So now I'm going to show you how I'm doing these little envelopes. Everything is being made out of scraps and pieces of sort of crafting jewellery. I'm going to show you how I make these little envelopes and what I'm going to do with them. So I've got together here some little cutouts that I'd done for the Water Babies journal. So I've got some bits and pieces in there. This is a vintage girl. I've got some distress ink, vintage photo. I've got my trusty sparklies. Ooh, look at them sparkling there. I have got some pliers just in case, cutters just in case I need them. There are some fabric scraps, and then I've got paper scraps. So these are scraps that I've got from making the journal that I've just kept clipped together like this. So without further ado, let's have a go. Let me show you how I've made these. Let's just move these out of the way. I've got plain paper as well. Well, as you can see, these are made from plain paper, and then I've just embellished them with other pieces of paper. Now, these envelopes are not for using, however, but I'm going to make some pockets out of them. I'll show you how I do that by stacking them. However, if you want to have them as usable, all you need to do is not stitch them down, not stick them down as I have done. So I'm going to just tear off a piece there, and let's have a look how wide it is. 4 inches wide, which is 10.5 centimetres. Now, the girl on the ridge can just tear and it's all made, but I can't get that coordinate. So what I do, I just do a little fold like that, fold in my pieces at the top. Let's get my pointy shape. And at this point, I just use a dry glue stick. I'm using prick glue, but any glues, well, not any glue, they're not all as good as each other, are they? But I like Pritt, and I like Yoo-Hoo as well. And then I just sort of fold it up to sort of give me an idea of the right size. So that's the wrong size. So I need it to come to, fold that down. I need the base of the envelope around here somewhere. So I would fold that up, take it up to where I want it to be. This is the only way I can do this. Some people can just tear and it's done, but I can't. No, don't throw that little piece away. Do not throw anything away, ever. You can throw scraps like that away, but not bigger pieces of paper. And there we've got your basic envelope shape. Now, if you wanted to use the envelope, you would simply just glue down the side there, and there you've got a little envelope to use. But that's not what I'm doing. The reason I'm not keeping the picture page is because they're fighting, so I didn't want to keep that. Right, there we go. So then I decide on how I'm going to decorate it, and I really do like this. I think it's a crab on the beach there, so I just have a look. What would that look like? You know, do on there. That's too big for it. Under the summer, over the summer sea. That's quite nice. Do I want that? I could put it. No, I couldn't. So I just spend a minute or two just sort of playing and deciding, you know, what I'd like to do. That would go on, as I can just cut those little bits off. So let's just glue that on there. I'm just going to sit down now. I'm going to treat myself very soon to a microphone that clips on my clothing so that it sounds, me talking on the video is consistent and doesn't go up and down in noise. Now, my hobby is mowing the back lawns and trimming and giving it a winter tidy up. So if we hear anything, I'm sorry about that. However, that is the downfall now of being out in the garden. But the good side of it for me is I can see exactly what he's doing and which plants he's attempting to pull up and what have you. Right, there we go. So what else shall we put on? Here's my little fabrics. Shall we put some fabric on? You know, shall we put a little... That goes quite pretty with that, doesn't it? Let me chuck them in. Yes, I am. Let's just move these to this side. I do like to have my things that I'm working from on my left. Oh, that would look quite nice, wouldn't it? Yeah. Yes. So now I am a wild embellisher. I normally put like loads and loads and loads and can't stop. But I'm trying not to embellish too much because I don't want it to go too thick. So I'm using the Fabri-Tac for the fabric. And I'm just using the dry glue for the paper. There we go. Just need a little bit under there. There we go. That, to me, is enough. What I should have done is inked around the edge first. Right, so I'm just going to pop a little bit of glue on there just to hold that down. And get my dauber, ink it up, and just go around the parts that are going to be visible, which is just the top part. In fact, I shouldn't have even stuck that down yet, should I, until I'd glue, gone around the edge with that. There we go. So it's a lovely autumnal day today, and really I would have loved to have gone out for a ride somewhere, because we've not been out like riding out, you know, out riding on a weekend in ages. I think because we've been doing so much work on the house and the garden and building this shed here. This, not shed, my art room. So this smaller one, what we'll do here is, just take that off the back there, we will fold it in half. Now this one, because there's no fighting showing, I'm going to use that side. Yeah, so we've not been anywhere. Anyway, yesterday I was out with a group from church. We'd gone doing some work. It's another, well, in a scout hut, Boy Scout hut, we'd gone doing some healing work in the community, and one of the girls, Josephine, told me about dry glue again. She told me about a licorice shop in a place called Grassington. Well, it's not a licorice shop, it's a sweet shop in a place called Grassington, and which is a lovely, it's in I think it's just into North Yorkshire, and it really is a nice, oh, look at that, there we go, just about, take it up a bit higher, no, it'll be too long, yeah, Grassington, which is just into North Yorkshire. So it's a nice ride out from here. So she told me about it because I just so happened to say that I love licorice. So her husband loved licorice, and she said, oh, it's just does and the most amazing licorice. So I'm going, and my hubby doesn't know yet, we're going to go next Sunday afternoon and have a ride out there and go out for something to eat. So I'm going to put this on here. This is a bit of Tim Holtz. I can't remember what it's called. It's like packs of tissue paper. Really lovely. I do like it. This tissue paper. So's North Yorkshire. Well, so's more or less all of Yorkshire. So we're going to go for a ride to Grassington next week and go and find the... Let's pop that on there. Licorice shop. Like I say, he doesn't know, but he will find out next week. Because come off it, you can't just spend all your time just doing the house and doing the garden. You know, life becomes a bit monotonous, doesn't it? So that's what we're going to do next week. Tomorrow I'm going into Yorkshire as well, just into, I think it's classed as North Yorkshire, just over the border from Lancashire where I live, into North Yorkshire to a lovely village called Heptonstall. And Heptonstall, if you've never been, is so worth a visit. It is so pretty. It's not far from Haworth, from Bronte Country. Well, in fact, it is. I think it's classed as Bronte Country. See, I remembered to ink it first before I stick anything down. Yeah, so it's just into Bronte Country. It's lovely. I mean, you can combine it with a day, with some time there and time in Hebden Bridge. Anyway, Olivia and I are going to go to an old Victorian bottle dump, and yeah, we're going to have a mooch around, see if we can find any old Victorian bottles and anything exciting. Sometimes you find lovely beads, morning beads. You find nice pieces of jewellery, morning jewellery, pieces of jet and things like that. So yes, we're going to go and have a mooch. That's lovely how that line just so happens to fit. I'd like to say I'd planned it that way, but it just so happened to happen that way. So yeah, so that's Olivia and I tomorrow. Olivia and I used to go... for this past 12 months, we've been going once a week for a nice walk somewhere, having a mooch around, a little, what I call mudlark. To old tips and things, and we found some amazing things. Maybe that one? No. Let's have a look. I've got a nice shell here. I think that'll look pretty. I think I've got a butterfly, but I think that would be too big. So yeah, so we're going for a little tip lark tomorrow, see if we can find anything. Plus, it's just such a beautiful, it's such a beautiful countryside. So we'll just go for a beautiful walk. And in Heptonstall itself is a beautiful old-fashioned tea rooms. So I've no doubt we can go and get afternoon tea or something there. So it will be lovely. I love going for walks in the country, but now we've got this added interest of finding old tips. Is that the same width? Yep, let's make a tiny one. So let's just tear some of this off. So we make that straight and just tear. You can tear with a ruler if you want, but when this paper is from the 1800s, so it's very She says they're very easy to tear once folded. There we go. So yeah, that's my plans for tomorrow. I've got a very, very busy church week this week. So again, I've just folded the top there so I can get the middle of the paper. So Tuesday, I'll be at church healing. I'm a healer. I'll be at church healing Tuesday. Wednesday, crafting with Mother. She'll be coming over. We're working on our angels. That's Wednesday. Thursday evening, I'm back at church. We're doing like an introduction to our church because we've had quite a few new members recently, so we're going to do like and those planning to become members. So I'll be there at church doing like the introduction to church. That's Thursday evening. Friday, I'm going to, yeah, you've guessed it, church. Seems to be a really heavy church week this week. I'll be going to church again to help set up for Saturday, because Saturday we've got an artist coming into church. She's a psychic artist. She's doing a class now. Psychic art. Oh, let's put it this way, I'm not very good at drawing. So I'm mainly going along to see what it's all about. So it's just about finding out, isn't it? Life's about finding out and learning. But I'm really interested in using art as a way of healing. I'm interested in all types of healing. So, because I was a nurse for over 20 years, a children's nurse. So yes, I want to go to the art group. I want to spend time doing some art. I'll probably not even do the kind of art that the leader's doing, but hey ho, that's just how it's going to work out. So I'll be using it for some healing for myself, but learning for healing others. I'm thinking of running like a healing group, healing through art. That's pretty, isn't it? I'm trying to find a little flower. There we go, a little tiny flower. Oh, that's lovely. So yeah, so I bought books about healing. I'll show you one in a second. So I bought books about healing and healing through art and creativity, because it's something that I am really keen on doing. I think it is art and creativity for mental health. I'm going to stick that on there. Right, I'm only going to do a 30-second little interlude here. This is the book, and it's by Fiona Horrobin. It's called Healing Through Creativity, A Bridge from the Head to the Heart. And it's lovely. It gives you your Bible quotes, God the Creator's promise to us, and then the different ways of using the artist, like an art, that's a messy art, and about how sort of messy releases can help you to heal. There's not just painting in here. There's these are all painting, aren't they? But there's like woodwork and all sorts of beadwork and all sorts of different things. So how creativity is used in a God-given way. So yeah, about reducing anxiety, connection of mindsets, helping subconscious strongholds, so all that sort of thing. So yeah, that's what I'm really interested in. So I thought I'd go along. I know it's psychic mediumship, but it's still creativity. Right, so I've done a few there. So what I'm going to do is just show you how you can use these in your journal. Because I could just go on making envelopes and chatting to you all day long. So let's get the Here it is, the huge Water Babies journal. I just need to zoom out a little bit, I think. So I would, let's come in somewhere, let's just fix it in. Find somewhere I wanted to use it, where I want to make a pocket. So let's make a pocket here. So I'd get my little envelopes. Got 6 here now to choose from. So you can see I'm sort of doing a large, a medium and a small. So then I'd lay them out on here how I would want that to work as a pocket. So I might want it to work that way, or I might want it to work that way. That would be a good way actually. So I'd have one, then I might put another there, 2. Let's have a look. 2. Let's get a tiny one, and then this little one. 3. So I'd stack them. However, that one is my main pocket. So let's put them on, let's show you. I'm doing it with Fabri-Tac. I know it's paper, but I'm doing it with Fabri-Tac for speed. So obviously, the main one, the large one, is going to be your pocket. So you just would go around the edge. Now by speed, I mean it dries much quicker. I would use PVA for doing this with, because that's the stronger glue, you know, like your tacky glue, that sort of thing. So that's 1. Then my next one, which I was going to put here. Now this, you could save it as, you could use it as a pocket if you wanted to. So you'd get a couple of pockets. You could use all 3 as pockets, but I'm actually not going to. I'm going to stick it on there like that. So I'm going to do this all over the back. So it's up to you. I mean, you could use more than 3 if you wanted to. I think an odd number's good. You could use 5. You could have 5 pockets. But I just want the one large pocket. So I'm going to pop that sort of there. So that's 1, 2. And then my tiny one. So I'd said this one, hadn't I? Sort of there. So there's that one or this one. Do you know, I think I prefer that one because there's 2 shells together there. So that's how I would, whoa, let's just push that up a little bit. So that's how I would use them as a pocket. So I've got 3 stacked envelopes. I think odd numbers always look better. I've got my 3 stacked envelopes, with this one here there being the pocket. How pretty does that look? It looks lovely, doesn't it? So let's do it again. I'll do something a bit different with the other 3 that I've got here. That is really pretty. Let's have a look. This will be quite nice on this page, I think. So we've got 1, 2, 3. So you could sort of, could do that there, that one there on your corner, and this one across there. That'd look nice. But again, that one is going to be my pocket. Now I could use this one as a pocket. I think I will actually. I think I'll use 2 pockets here. Right, so remember where you're going to put it. So glue around the edge, because that's the pocket. So this is going to about there it was. Oh, I'm a bit dry. I need a coffee. That's there. And this one I'm going to put here. And this one I'm going to have as a pocket too. So let's just do this. There. And that takes it down to the corner of my page. I just wanted you to see how these actually work within the journal. When I saw the girl on the ridge do them, now this one isn't going to be a pocket. When I saw her, I thought, wow, how amazing do those look? I thought they'd be perfect for my latest journal. I've got to get this journal finished today. I'm going to be here into the midnight hour, I think. Let's have a look in the little tin. I had this, didn't I? This lovely little, that crab there. I can put the crab one there. I'm going to pop them there. There we go, that one, Under the Summer Sea. I think that's a, oh no, I cut that out of something. That was, it's going to look lovely in there. So that, yeah, just to give you an idea, so that'd give me 3 places for, 2 places for tags. And like I say, if you did 5, 6, you could fill your whole page with them, couldn't you? And have some that are tags and some that aren't. You could have some that envelopes that do open, some that don't. My choice in this journal is don't. So these, you know, this I could put down. I'm just looking at the colours there and I'm thinking, wow, that and that, those obviously they're the same and they will go super together. Oh, down there. So I am digressing. But I do think that'd look really nice. I'm just going to glue that in while the page is open. I will come back and show you on my next video. Hopefully will be a flip through and I'll show you how I've used all these other little pieces of ephemera. So that's there. Now these little page, these would come in like, I'm not going to fasten this one in because I don't know where I want these, but that would fold in half, and that, if you wanted it on this page, would go over like that. But I'm only showing you there how you would use that one. So yeah, so I love these little envelopes. So I'm gonna love you and leave you, and I'm gonna make up some more of these envelopes now. I want to put about 6 through the book, so I need to make 18. So I've done 6, so I need to make another 12. So I do a large, medium, small for each set. If you're going to do 5, you'd perhaps do a couple of larger ones, a couple of mid and a couple of tiny, just to, so you can do that stacked appearance. So I hope you've liked what I've done. It's short, it's sweet and it's simple, but boy is it effective. So thank you so much for watching. Please comment, please subscribe. I'm about 4 subscribers off 1,000. When I get to 1,000 I can do I'm going to do a vintage pack which I will export anywhere around the world. So yeah, and I'll tell you about that once I get to my 1,000 subscribers. But I'm nearly there, I'm super excited. So thank you so much. Please hit that subscribe, please comment, please like. That'd be wonderful. Thank you.